How you doing, guys? Welcome back. It's LSP. It's currently the 26th of June 2022. I hope everyone's having an absolutely fantastic weekend wherever you are in the world. And before we get into the analysis, don't forget to hit that like button. Please share the videos. It really helps the channel grow. Trying to reach a wider audience. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. One last thing: the Discord, or the LSPTV official Discord server, is in the link or in the description. The link is in the description below. Everybody's welcome. And with all of that said, let's get into the analysis. Now, I opted to just kind of take a little bit of time, let the market settle over the weekend a little bit. It's currently Sunday now, so hopefully pretty much everything that's happened or that is going to happen in the markets over the weekend has kind of filtered into these charts right now. And we can see just at a first glance, okay, that Binance is stronger than Bitcoin at the moment. Binance is currently sitting around 240 with Bitcoin around 21,435. Now, the thing is, even if you look at these two charts and you say, well, Bitcoin's, much wider in its volatility and has, larger ranges, it still doesn't change the fact that it's obvious Binance is stronger than Bitcoin right now. I've said before, and something to be mindful of, bear in mind, if Binance is running on its own page for now, this could mean that Binance is showing us the precursor move before the drop on Bitcoin. What that means is this little run to the upside right now might be, for a hit to 250 to basically rebalance a little bit, okay, and then drop back into its range to kind of pair back up with Bitcoin. If that happens, obviously, Binance was not showing relative strength. It just means that it was going up to rebalance a little bit before it continues along the lines of the underlying weakness in the market. Okay, I'm still not convinced, okay, that this kind of little bit of a move that we're getting either on Binance, Bitcoin, Ethereum, some of the big boys, is indeed an indication that we are going to be running higher. You can see the ramp up now as well. As I mentioned, I put a tweet out about this. There was an announcement made by kind of an ex-billionaire, whatever, these people that say, Bitcoin's going to be at 100,000, Bitcoin's going to be at 250,000 before the end of the year, early sort of 2023. We've heard all of this before. It was obvious it was coming. This is why I posted it in the Discord server and made an announcement about that months ago. We have to be careful of all of this stuff. Okay, it's so easy to get drawn into all of this nonsense. Okay, until we see it on the chart, reflected in the chart, until we see this kind of boring sideways nonsense, on Bitcoin really start to gain some traction one way or the other, then, try not to get sucked into, some of the narrative that's being kind of touted now or tooted now, in mainstream media, on YouTube, on Twitter, some of the social platforms. Be careful. Bitcoin at any moment, I'm starting to kind of sense and see, and I'm going to do a full breakdown tomorrow. I want to go through all of the analysis from Bitcoin right through the time frames, and same with Binance as well. Start to look at some of the other things like the COT data, open interest, and then look at global markets, what's kind of going on with those as well, to try and get a full picture of what we could expect going forward, right? Because you can almost see the cracks. Nothing is happening that kind of makes sense, right? You have all of these so-called let me go to the daily. You've got all of these so-called Bitcoin sort of billionaires buying into Bitcoin. The number of people that own one Bitcoin, and or higher, is the highest it's ever been, right? And so on and so on. And yet we're still not seeing it reflected in the charts. All that means is that while price is down here, people are seeing 21,000 to sort of 20,000 as cheap. And to be fair, if we extend the chart a little bit and we, look at where Bitcoin was and where Bitcoin currently is, of course it's cheap. Of course there's going to be people buying into this. The problem is this. Is it enough to get price moving and really start to break some of this structure? Are we seeing something like this, getting above these highs, a nice strong pullback, then an extended move to the upside, get through these levels, start to eat into some of this liquidity and start to absorb these areas, rebalance them, and really start to challenge 40 and above? No, we're not. We're not seeing anything like that. What we're seeing is price just kind of sat in the same place over and over and over again. And what did we do? We've been through all of this already. Yeah, we have a really crappy consolidatory, or however you say it, right? Sorry, there's a consolidation range here, boring. Another consolidation range here, a bit more sort of violent and volatile, boring. Then it starts to drop to the downside. We get more consolidation, drops again, more consolidation. We're not seeing any signs whatsoever that Bitcoin is bullish. All we're seeing is people saying the same thing over and over again. Bitcoin, is going to bottom. Bitcoin's going to go higher. It's bottoming. It's bottoming. Well, show us then. Yeah, until it reflects on the chart, be careful, because at any moment we may get that secondary drop that snaps down, eats into all of this, tags maybe 15k, possibly lower, and then snaps back, right? You don't want to be sitting through that when that happens. There is an argument to be made, and I want to say this now because I don't want people to think I'm giving financial advice. There is an argument to be made that Bitcoin runs to the upside and you miss the move, and you could have bought it at 20,000 or 21,000. You need a plan. Everybody has to have their own trading plan. Personally, I'm not looking to accumulate Bitcoin or Binance at these levels because price isn't showing me that it's the right thing to do now in this moment. Okay, I feel that there is still potential to the downside, even if it's just that last leg to just kind of wipe all this out and then start going. I still feel that it's there. I still feel the possibility of that happening is still quite high. So there's absolutely no reason for me to be jumping into the market right now. I can just be patient and wait. Now, if we get that secondary drop on Binance, just to be clear, we will almost guarantee a 148, at least 150, on Binance. So what I'm saying there is with this little run and then Bitcoin just sitting flat, if this turns now and starts to go back down and it gets below the low of this low, so this current week now, if it gets below that low, we are likely to go and drive towards 150 on Binance, right? The last thing I want to quickly go over is Ethereum. Again, a little bit of relief on Ethereum, not too bad. Okay, currently sitting around 1230, 1235. That's okay. It's decent. But again, it's at the mercy of Bitcoin. There is some news that they're going to be, doing the merge on testnet. We'll see, we'll see how that goes. It isn't a full merge, obviously. It's not the live merge. Just for those that don't know, it's a testnet merge. So they're going to be testing a bunch of stuff to see whether or not it's viable, for this year to actually move from proof of work to proof of stake. So there's a lot going on with Ethereum, and its price behavior is going to be contingent on what's happening with Ethereum, not what's happening in the broader market right now. Okay, so be mindful of that as well with Ethereum. We'll continue to monitor it. And with all of that said, I hope everyone's having an awesome day, and I look forward to speaking to you in the next update. All the best. Take care. Ciao for now.